Oh, Lynn, second. Let's try again. I've just sent you an email to explain. I just did all this and the ready thing didn't take. And I've got only a limited amount of time. I thought I'll do this before the induction and then hopefully it will offload on YouTube before the end of the night. Right, calm and breathe. Right. Eric sent you to me to do core work. What I want to talk to you today about is pelvic floor, because for two reasons. One, as we get older, we lose estrogen and connective tissue, therefore our muscles lose their functionality, so including pelvic floor. And also because if I can talk to you about pelvic floor, quite often that will draw in on the core anyway, instinctively, without even having to think about it. In the olden days, we were told to do Kegels, which is where you encourage the muscles to draw up towards the cervix. The problem with Kegels is, and this is why I'm giving you something which is actually now little known but more superior, is that they over-tighten the walls of the vagina. Now, this isn't so relevant at our age, but as we get, if we were going into pregnancy and childbirth, you don't actually want the walls to be too tight, otherwise you might end up actually needing a cesarean. What actually needs to be done is the muscles at the base. People talk about hammers, and it's not far out anyway. Think of, though, the pelvic floor as being two layers. You've got one layer which goes, in layman's terms, from the pubic bone to the coccyx, okay, or tailbone if you like, pubic bone to tailbone. And then the other pelvic, and that moves this way, and then the other pelvic floor, the other bowl if you like, is more of a side mover, lateral mover, and that goes from ischium to ischium, so basically the sitting bone to sitting bone. If I advise you how to cue this, we call it bony cues, you're not actually moving these bones, but you are contracting the muscles that are slung between them. The most important ones, I suppose, for our purposes are going to be, as we get older and post-childbirth, is the continence muscles, and they're essentially the pubic sling which runs through to the coccyx or tailbone. So our cue would be to inhale, exhale. At the end of that, between your exhale and your next inhale, everything goes to no movement. The diaphragm stops moving. It's also the time at which your pelvic floor is most relaxed, so that is the perfect time to contract these muscles. So, to practice this, inhale, exhale, come to the end of your exhale, and then I want you to draw the pubis, the pubic bone, to the tailbone. As soon as you start to feel that getting tired, fatiguing if you like, let go, and you're breathing normally all through that, and then go again. Once you feel you've mastered that, then try the inhale, exhale, pull the sitting bones together, so to speak. Once you've pulled them together, just breathe normally until they fatigue, then let go. The best position I find to do this in is either in fetal position, so you need a quiet place to do it in, or lying on your back with your arms open and your knees up. Both are effective. Just like when we do bicep curls, when you feel that you've just had enough, stop. Well, in fact, that's not quite the system we'd use for bicep curls. But all I'm trying to say is we're looking for quality over quantity here. But as you get more proficient, you'll find that you can hold these contractions for longer and do more of them. The bonus of this then is that you will also train the transverse abdominals, the muscles at the front of the tummy, which in turn protect the back. And this is more Eric's, sphere, if you like, which in turn protects the back. The analogy I gave on the first video I've just shot for you is, if you were to pick up a big sack of potatoes, say, so you crouch down, you're just about to lift, you've got the choice either of thinking of your pelvic floor and then drawing in on your transverse abdominals, which, as I said, if you pull pelvic floor muscles in first, that would happen anyway, and protect the back. Or your worst case scenarios, you go to pick up this bag, and at the point you pick it up, and many people do this, they push the tummy out, bear down on the pelvic floor, leading to incontinence, prolapses in women, hernias in men. So your choice then is to tighten these muscles up just before the lift. This is how it transfers into normal living. When you contract the transverse, they're literally holding your tummy organs in place. if you want to know if your transverse are engaging, find your hip bones, go slightly diagonally in from your hip bones, and when you draw in the transverse, which is literally drawing the belly button in towards the spine, you'll feel like a little contraction, a little sucking in here. Try that in your own time. You'll feel just here a little tensing of the tummy wall. And that's it really. As I said, just have a little practice. I just want to put a seed of thought. We'll discuss this more when you come in, and we'll do more exercises that literally tax the transverse. But for now, that should be a good start. See you later on in the week.